Willow Smith has been on a career trajectory that I think is worth taking notice of. With her latest releases, she has honestly been on a high point, but what makes it all even more impressive is considering where she started from. Now we all know Willow is a child of Will and Jada Smith. She has been afforded the opportunities that come with being in a famous and rich family. But Willow has not been lazy with her music career. She's been pushing boundaries to forge her own identity. She's not taken the Paris Hilton or Kelly Osbourne route. There is legit good stuff coming from her. All of the Smiths are talented, good looking, and have tried their hands and succeeded in many different areas in the entertainment industry. And I'm not sure if this is a controversial thing to say given Will's beloved 90s hip hop career, her brother Jaden's rap career, and her mom's alternative background as the frontwoman of a rock band. But Willow has the most exciting and best musical output from the Smith family in my opinion. In part due to the shunning of the fame that she received early on in her life, I think Willow has gone severely underrated, not only within the context of the Smith family, but also within the younger generation of popular music. She is a true rock star. For those of you that don't know, Willow got her start as a child star. She kicked off her career with a bang with the song Whip My Hair, which is very youthful but led with a lot of personality. I think it's a legit banger and it could have been tweaked a little and been a hit for someone like Beyonce or Rihanna. Needless to say, the song was a big hit, reaching the upper echelon of the charts in many countries worldwide. Of course, including the USA, where it peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. She was 10 years old. Willow also became the youngest artist signed to Jay-Z's label Roc Nation. She had all the momentum to be a massive child star. She also released songs like 21st Century Girl and Fireball, which continue to pack punches of confidence and charisma. And while they don't stray far away from the popular sounds of that early 2010s era, they sound like surefire hits. I think her music and artistic approach during this period of her career could be likened to a more PG-friendly Rihanna. But as Willow began to grow and seemingly was on the cusp of being a force in the industry, she became disillusioned with the pressures of being a young star, questioning if she even wanted to do music. Her decision to pull back from music ultimately resulted in her being let go of by Jay-Z in a cancelled album. According to Will, he noticed his daughter was having a hard time. Willow had such a difficult time on tour with Whip My Hair, and she said, "You know, Daddy, I don't think so," the elder Smith recalled. And I said, "Baby, hold up." I said, no, listen. You'll be in New York with all of your friends and Beyonce will be there. You'll be singing and dancing. And she looked at me and said, "Daddy, I have a better idea. How about I just be 12? Willow became unsure on if she wanted to continue to pursue music, so she took some time off. And after all, returned realizing that she wanted to do music, but in a way drastically different from how we were introduced to her. This resulted in more mature alternative R&B and neo-soul albums that captured a young Tumblr aesthetic and audience. They were expressive, earnest, and more raw. While they didn't result in instant commercial success, they sought to establish Willow as an artist that's more eager to be taken seriously. However, I think that it's when Willow began to take on a rockier image and sound that she began to pick up the pieces of a more concise artistic identity. And not only that, but her music, writing, and singing have only gotten better the more she has led down this rock-centric path. Her 2021 album, Lately I Feel Everything, was an on-trend embrace of 2000s pop punk with various collaborations with Travis Barker, and I would say this is her gateway album. It's a noticeable shift, but it's very wide appealing and easily digestible. I think fans of people like Blink-182 and Avril Lavigne would find some enjoyment in this album. The album also has a very youthful angst to it. The song Transparent Soul also became a hit for her, and I think it was definitely a direction unexpected for Willow to take, but one that people really gave her props for. And it seems to have coincided with a rapid growth for Willow and a new creative renaissance for her as well. Being that during this album cycle, she also achieved another hit titled Meet Me at Our Spot. And I think it's remarkable that she still had the creative wind to draft up an entirely new artistic direction for herself, and be very successful at it. Whip My Hair was not a fluke, and the Willow of yesterday is worlds away from the Willow of today. A lot of times young people who attain success have a very hard time making people forget about who they were as a child star. I think Willow has really done a great job of taking her artistic reins and pursuing a path that meets her own needs. And it feels like such a natural progression, like this was the spot that she was supposed to end up all along. Her 2022 album, Coping Mechanism, feels like the first real Willow album. I think it managed to take the starting point of Lately I Feel Everything and completely flip it on its head. It's heavier, it's darker, and it's much more engaging in a way I don't think her previous albums before this are. You get to hear her scream, yell, while simultaneously employing pretty and easy melisma over crunchy riffs. This album felt like a real artistic triumph for Willow, and I think it's the album that officially set her precedent as a rock force. It's a shame that the album didn't receive more commercial attention, especially since a lot more rock-oriented sounds have been appearing on pop radio again. And what I like a lot about this album is that it has a ton of pop sensibilities, but it's very uninhibited. The rock edges are not smoothed out, and neither are the more rugged parts of her voice. It retains a contemporary feel while not falling victim to the more synthetic and overproduced feel that is so common today in a lot of popular pop rock. Which leads us to Empathogen, her 2024 album, which Willow describes as her first adult album, and it's hard to disagree with that sentiment. Sure, lately I Feel Everything and Coping Mechanism touch on some mature topics, but never has Willow sounded more in the driver's seat than on Empathogen. She teased this era with the gorgeous alt soft rock burner Alone, which ultimately didn't make the album, but helped set the tone. Empathogen is very eclectic and not as easily accessible as her previous work. It has gorgeous fusions of rock and jazz and pop with some very complex chord progressions and unique staccato vocal arrangements. The production on the album is very intricate, and the lyrics continue to touch upon topics like anxiety and heartbreak. While some songs fall too short, I think it shows the great amount of skill Willow possesses, especially given the fact that she also wrote and produced the tracks as well. And her vocals soar. She is a genuinely great singer capable of selling emotion with a ton of conviction. Empathogen is her gem and only makes me excited for what's to come out of Willow's trajectory. Lately I Feel Everything, Coping Mechanism, and Empathogen feel like an unofficial trilogy. Step by step and album by album, they showcase the rapid artistic growth Willow has achieved, and I feel like it separates her artistic career into different periods. Subgenre semantics aside, Willow venturing into rock was really the first time she committed to a sound and style, and seemed to take elements from her previous work during this period and improve upon it drastically. It's as if her artistic direction became clearer the more she led down this path, and it has paid off. One can only hope that she continues this progression.